Hey everybody. So this is a Monday motivation. I'm hoping to do more of these, a little bit more of a regular basis again, like I used to. And this is a video leading through tough times. This is a video that I've been meaning to do for a long time, but I've been meaning to do it for my business team. It's just I've had the notes written down. I just haven't had the chance to really put them all together and get it out to you. So here it is. So you probably, if you're a leader in any capacity at all, you may want to take notes, or if you can't watch this, it's not going to be a super long video, but if you can't watch the whole thing, maybe go back and watch it again and take notes or whatever. But I have a list of, I think it's 5, let me see how many things I have. I think it's 5 things. It's obviously 5 ways of leading through tough times. Will not be an exhaustive list for leaders, but anybody who is a leader in any capacity, like I said, I've been meaning to do this for my business team, but it is also for anybody who's a leader in ministry, you're a leader in your family, you're a leader in your workplace. It's speaking to people who are already leading people, okay? And you're really already a leader of leaders in some capacity. Like you are training up people to be leaders themselves as well. And so you want to, I know that you as a leader want to help other people grow in their leadership and keep building their leadership skills, especially during the difficult times that we're living in. And here's a few ways. So just things that I've learned, like I said, it's not an exhaustive list, but things I've learned over the past several years really in leadership in ministry and in business. And especially I would say this past year, as we've been going through some tough times in the world around us, right? And in our nation, just very uncertain and insecure times. And we need to be strong leaders to lead people through the difficult times, okay? So grab a notebook or whatever and a pen or pencil, and here is number 1. If you're leading other people into leadership, first of all, teach them to believe in themselves. Dan preached about it yesterday basically, but teach them to believe in themselves, because I've said this so many times, everybody is a leader in some capacity. Everybody's a leader in their circle of influence. Sometimes people think that they're not at the level that other leaders around them are at, and we compare ourselves. Even if we say that we don't compare ourselves, we do. But there are actually no levels of leadership, since everybody is completely unique from the next person. Maybe there's larger numbers of people that some people lead, but that doesn't mean that they are a better leader or that they're more important of a leader. It's just that their circle of influence is larger, okay? I'm gonna eventually actually be offering a training for leaders to help your teams, the people that you lead, get confidence and freedom from fear and from shame, to begin believing in themselves, the person that God made them to be, which I do in ministry, and I'd really love to offer any of you who are in business, are leaders of some kind in business or at your workplace. I would love to offer that training to you as well. So just let me know if you ever want a training like that. I'm putting together a curriculum to help people receive confidence and freedom, okay, from fear and shame, so they can become who God created them to be. And I don't want to be the one that people always come to for, like, I'm not the only one who can offer healing and freedom, right? I just point people to Jesus, but I want to train all of you on how to offer healing and freedom to people around you, right? So teaching people to believe in themselves, you can be the one that people in your circle of influence come to. Like, your circle of influence is not going to come to me for healing and freedom. They're not going to come to me to learn how to have confidence and freedom from fear and shame and become who they're created to be. They're going to go to you. So I want to train you to train the people around you, how to have that confidence. Like on our business team, one of my friends asked me for that last year, asked me to train her on how do I help, you helped me receive healing, you helped me receive freedom in some areas that caused my business to also grow. And how can I do that for people around me? And so we walked through, some weeks of mentoring and training, and now she's doing this with people around her. And also people that are in ministry with me. I have groups of women that I mentor, and so training them to do the exact same thing that I do. So I'm not just being the only one who is training people in confidence and boldness. Because, okay, this is how it helps the people that you're leading. When people have confidence and boldness, and they're free to fly and be who they're created to be, their business or ministry, whoever they're leading, is going to skyrocket. So it's important that you start with every leader's mental and emotional attitude. So that is number one. Teach them to believe in themselves. Number two, encouragement. Encouragement. Like right now, what we're seeing right now is in difficult times, people need a lot of encouragement. Other leaders that you are teaching, training, raising up, need lots of encouragement, especially in difficult times. They may seem to be strong leaders on the outside, but they are still human. Even the strongest leader is still human. They are just one person, and we all need someone to cheer us on and tell us we can keep going. Like tell us to keep going, right? So people that are in your sphere of influence, people on your team, people that you are leading, that you're training up to be leaders, encourage them, tell them they can keep going. As leaders, we cannot carry everyone on our shoulders. I know we like to try that. I do sometimes. We can't stay sane and carry everybody on our shoulders and be the leader of everybody. If you're a leader of leaders, then that means you need this too. You need someone who can speak into you and encourage you and build you up, so you're not carrying the weight of leadership all by yourself. So as a leader of leaders, seek out podcasts that are going to encourage you. Seek out other leaders that are even in different industries than you're in. Maybe other business leaders in your area, small business leaders, or podcasts of leaders or ministry leaders that you enjoy listening to. Seek them out, get encouragement, and get perspective from these other leaders to not give up, okay? And also to have grace for yourself. Like these other leaders that are strong leaders, you can see that, okay, they're admitting they're human too. Therefore, it's okay for me to have my human moments and have grace for myself. So encouragement is really important for leaders, because this is what happens. Discouragement breeds more discouragement. It's a downward spiral. As soon as you start to become discouraged for whatever reason, maybe your month is not going well in business or something, and you begin to get discouraged, your thoughts will go down a negative trail, and it will bring more discouragement your way. That's going to be bad for your business, and it's going to be bad for your ministry or whatever you're leading, because your team can feel your vibe. Like, it is not really a top-down thing, but let's say you're leading a line of people who's following behind you. That is whatever you're feeling, the discouragement you're feeling is going to be left behind in your footsteps, basically. People are going to be able to feel it. So I was talking with a leader on our business team the other day, and she was recognizing how she gets discouraged at the middle of every month. Every month, this is a pattern for her when the numbers aren't where she wants them to be. And so I was telling her how discouragement literally pushes away what you want. You may want it so bad and think, I'm going to get it. At the beginning of the month, you're so confident that you're going to get there. But at the middle of the month, discouragement sets in, because you're like, you begin to doubt and go, I probably won't get it. I'm getting discouraged. Then that discouragement literally pushes away that goal that you were so excited about at the beginning of the month. It brings your whole vibe down. It brings your whole feeling down, all the emotions in you for the rest of the month. And even if you try, you won't be able to reach those goals that you set for yourself just because of that discouragement weighing you down, okay? And everything that you do, it's weighing you down. It's true that your vibe attracts your tribe. People are going to, the people that feel the same as you or have that same emotion as you are going to be drawn to you. So other discouraged people, if you're feeling discouraged most of the time, other discouraged people are going to be drawn to you and start complaining, and that brings your vibe down even further. Like I said, discouragement breeds more discouragement. It just is a negative spiral. So what this person on our business team did was she decided to call her upline. She decided to call me. And I'm also a friend who will be understanding and somebody she can trust. So deciding to call her upline for a strategy call instead of getting discouraged, instead of going down those same thoughts as she normally does, is changing the pattern. That is something to celebrate in itself. Just the decision to make a phone call instead of thinking those negative, discouraging thoughts is doing something different. And that's going to come up again in a little bit, another tip for leading through tough times. So that this person didn't give in to discouragement, but she got some encouragement instead. And she got some simple tips that she could put into action, and we're seeing how that is working for her, okay? So even if the economy is down, your income in your business or ministry can remain steady, and it can even grow when your leaders are confident, they believe in themselves, they feel courageous, and they're trusting in God because of your encouragement rather than giving into discouragement, which the enemy would love for all of us as leaders, right? Okay, so number one was teach them to believe in themselves. Number two is encouragement, and how encouragement literally is speaking courage into. So we all need a big dose of courage right now in these times that we're living in. Courage for your leaders. And number three is celebrate the small wins in a big way. Okay? Celebrate the small wins in a big way. Our business team is really good at that. I feel like our ministry team is also really good at this. We don't always know what the small wins are, because if people don't tell us, maybe somebody is going for a very personal goal, and they are growing, and daily tasks that they're doing are not seen by everybody. But just celebrating someone's perseverance and consistency, if you've got a leader that you see, you are persevering. I know you haven't given up. You've been consistent. You've been doing the small daily things every single day. And that's celebrating that in them is enough to keep them moving forward. That's another form of encouragement, right? Is celebrate the small wins. Especially in a difficult season. I feel that when we have so much coming at us and threatening to weigh us down or hold us back, leaders need to be reassured. You're still moving forward. You're doing a great job. Like, you're doing better than you think you are, even if they're not moving forward as quickly as they would like to, as fast and furious as they used to, or at some point did moved forward quickly. Maybe it's slower, but celebrating even the slower pace or the small wins is very important in a tough time. So daily tasks in business, those are what we call IPAs, income producing activities. And daily tasks, little things, small, simple things that are daily tasks that are income producing, are big wins during a tough season. Because we have this, on our business team, we have this accountability group that we just started this month. And it has been so helpful for me just to have somebody saying, okay, tomorrow, this is your task. And knowing that it's a small task, it's not hard to do, it's not going to take me a lot of time, but it is something that is moving my business forward. And I can feel good about the fact that, okay, great, they're giving me ideas. I may not have all the ideas. I may not feel creative today, but I have someone giving me an idea and telling me, if you do this small thing today, it's going to be a step that moves your business forward. And stay consistent and do them every single day. So that accountability group has been amazing, because small daily tasks are planting seeds that will grow your business, and you can feel really good about that and be proud of yourself. Last part of this, number 3, celebrating small wins in a big way, is a principle I've learned that what you celebrate, you'll get more of. It's very similar to your vibe attracts your tribe, right? When you celebrate something about your business team or your ministry team or your friend or the person that you're mentoring or training, when you celebrate something, even small things, you're going to get more of that from your team or your business team or your ministry team. It's the principle of sowing and reaping, really, in action. Whatever you celebrate, you're going to get more of, okay? Remember that. Number 4, relationship building is more important than ever, okay? Relationship building. This, in tough times, and especially this past year with quarantine, literally being isolated from people, but in any tough time, even if we're not literally isolated from people, we feel isolated when we're going through something difficult, right? Our human nature tends to want to retreat from people and not share our hearts and not share what we're going through. And we just want to retreat kind of into a little corner. But when we're going through something difficult is when we need trustworthy relationships more than ever. And this is especially true of leaders and people that you are leading. We need to reach out. We need to be real with each other, and we need to be in relationship with each other, okay? I need to be better at this because I tend to be more like goal-oriented as a leader than relationship-oriented. Sometimes I can put process before people. I know this about myself, so I have to work a little harder at it, but I do know how important it is, especially in tough times, to build those relationships, those mentor-mentee relationships, those friendships that you maybe haven't talked to in a while, those people that God puts on your heart, and especially your business team, your ministry team, that you stay in relationship, you stay in touch and in contact with them. Be people-focused first. So even as a task-oriented person, I can still have grace for myself in that. I don't have to feel bad about it because that is part of my personality. So task-oriented people, my motive is still loving people and helping people. Like any tasks that I'm doing are because I do want to help people and I love people. But I have to keep that in mind as I'm doing the tasks so that I don't let the tasks become first priority. It's the people behind the task that are first priority, okay? So here's some little tips. Lead your team by contacting them personally, staying in touch every day, and or every week at least, over text and messenger, just keeping in front of them, even if you don't have a big long conversation or anything, you're just saying, hey, how you doing today? You're on my mind. Send a little video message whenever possible so they can see your face and they can hear your voice. And if you are a task-oriented like me, even put it on your daily reminder list. Like you have a little reminder list, message yourself in the morning, send a message to my leadership team, send a message to ministry team, send a message to business team. Whatever it is that you got to remind yourself of, put that on your daily task list, okay? So that will be sure that you do it, because if you're task-oriented, you love to check things off, so then you'll be sure to do it. And if you can, here's another thing I'm not super good at, but I like to find somebody who on my team that is good at it because it is very important. If you can, set times to actually physically get together and hang out with your team and fellowship with them and just have fun together. Because if you're not good at it, like I need other people to do this for me. Like Krista on our team, on our business team, she's really good about thinking about things that we can do to get together, stay in touch with each other. And I really lean on her for that. It's important, especially in difficult times. All right, number 5. So number 4 was relationship building. It's more important than ever during tough times. And number 5, train your leaders to do something different than they've done in the past. Think differently, take a different action, turn in a different direction, make a different decision than you normally have done in the past. So if your leader's normal response in tough times is to retreat, train them instead to make an effort to gather together or make an effort to reach out to somebody else on the team, whether it's, their leader, or a friend of theirs that's beside them on the team, or to reach out to them by phone. So I noticed that in the past couple of weeks, 3 people on my business team made a decision to do something different. They made a decision to do these weekly accountability calls this year so that they would do something different than they've done in past years. So they would move forward in a different way than they have in the past and not get stuck. The person that I had mentioned before in one of these earlier points, she said, I know the pattern that I get in. By the middle of the month, I get discouraged. I know this is a pattern for me every single month, and therefore I'm going to do something different. I am not going to let myself get discouraged. Before I get discouraged, I'm going to reach out and call somebody. I'm going to begin to have an accountability call with somebody on the team. So because it was a pattern, it was hard for her to get out of that month after month pattern. So she's like, I'm calling you instead of getting into that spiral of emotions. And I was so proud of her for pushing past the discouragement and deciding to do something different. When you choose to think differently about things that you used to get discouraged by, or you used to be afraid of, fearful and anxious about, you can choose to think differently. And that is a huge win for a leader to grow. So teach your team to start thinking differently, even about just one thing. Dan and I have done teachings for you guys on Blueprint for Freedom, and we're telling you how the brain works and how your brain needs repetition, like time after time, to make something a habit, like 21 days of doing the same thing in order to become a habit, something that becomes second nature that you normally do, whether it's good or bad. Whatever you are in a pattern of doing week after week, day after day, month after month, is where your brain wants to go all the time. But you can choose to change that pattern, change your habits. Repetition when you change your habit, repetition will make it stick. So maybe on your leadership team, on your business team or ministry team, make a competition. Make something fun out of it. Ask them all, what's one good habit that you can build this month? And then have them do that thing every day for that month. Because, like I said, repetition will make it stick. It will become a habit. It will become second nature. So here's a few small things that could become habits, okay? These are things, I'm just giving you examples. You don't have to do these exact things, but these are things you would want to implement just like one at a time, like one per month, not all at once. It would be too much for someone to try to do like 10 different habits in 1 month, right? One thing that they're changing about their habit to become a habit each month, and make that a competition. So for instance, I mentioned earlier, this month we have an accountability group on our business team, and every day we are to do the accountability tasks, and we're accountable to ourselves. Like, our business is definitely going to grow, and we personally are going to grow if we do these things on a consistent basis. If we only do one a week, we're not establishing a habit of doing these daily income producing activities. But, and that's just going to reflect on our own lack of personal growth and our own lack of business growth, right? So we really are just accountable to ourselves, but it's giving us ideas of things we can do every day. And it's been super helpful for me. So here's some things that you could implement besides a daily accountability group. Here's some other things you could implement on your leadership team. Tell them, let's make it a habit of spending a half hour with Jesus every morning, right? Let's get up a half hour earlier, spend some time with Jesus, just talking to him. Listen to, I have this business blessing video on YouTube that really is just all scriptures that tell you what God wants to do and gives his promises for your business and for your leadership team. I can post that. I can tag you guys in the comments or post that YouTube video in the comments. You can just listen to that every morning. It's about a half hour long. You don't have to listen to the whole thing, but even just 10 or 15 minutes of something where you're spending time with God is going to help you develop a habit of spending time with Jesus. So there's something new, a new habit you can have for every day for a month. Spend a half hour with Jesus in the morning immediately when you get up. That's going to grow you. It's going to grow your business. It's going to grow your ministry. It's going to grow your leadership team and your own leadership. Here's some more ideas. If we're talking business, okay, here you could tell your team, for this next month, we're all going to reach out to 3 customers every day, just to touch base. 3 existing customers, just to touch base with them, just to see how they're doing, just to be a blessing to them. Just put yourself out there, just say, is there anything I can pray for you about? That in itself is going to grow and sustain your customer base because you are just, being a blessing to the people that are already in your life. Another habit that you could challenge your business team with, maybe the next month you say, let's reach out to one of our business partners, one teammate, or one potential business partner every day. That's going to grow and strengthen your leaders. Message your team every day. Here's another very simple thing, but something you could implement and that becomes a habit. The following month, let's say, everybody is going to post on social media 1 time per day. It's not that much. It only takes maybe 10 minutes. 1 time per day, something that's going to be beneficial to your whole audience. Everybody watching or listening or reading your post, whether they're clients or not, whether they're in your ministry or not, or involved in your business or not, it doesn't matter. You're still inspiring people. You're educating people, even making them laugh. So you're doing something that is adding value to people by posting every day. That's a good habit to put into place. Something we did with our accountability group this past week, you could challenge your team to leave notes, maybe 1 day a week. Leave notes around town that are encouraging and that just build people up. And you have no idea who's going to pick it up, who's going to see it, but God knows. He's going to lead the exact people to those notes that need them, need what you're saying to them. So again, you are going to reap what you sow because you're putting some encouragement out there. It's really true that you yourself are blessed when you give. It's going to come back to you in some form. So leaving encouraging notes around town, that's another habit you could put into place. Here's another idea, end your day. So we talked about beginning your day with Jesus. How about let's end your day, another habit you can put in place, writing 5 things that you're grateful for. Every night before you go to sleep, just grab a piece of paper next to your bed, write down 5 things that you're thankful for from that day. And do that every day for a month, and it becomes second nature. Like you can't wait to lay down in bed, and before you fall asleep, you want to write 5 things that you are thankful for. That's another principle of sowing and reaping. It's a seed of thankfulness. It's going to bring more thankfulness, and you draw to yourself more things to be thankful for. So that's a powerful principle all in itself, but you get the idea. Those are all just ideas that are training your team to make habits that become second nature, that are good for them, that are going to build them up and strengthen them. You want to train yourself and you want to train your team to do those kind of things. And I just, you're a leader of leaders already. Whoever has watched this or is watching this, you all are leaders of somebody in your life. I would love to know, and if you would comment in the comments, I would love to know your ideas. What are your ideas on leading people through tough times? Because we are facing difficult times right now, but we need to be stronger leaders than ever and continue to pour encouragement into the people around us and lead people through tough times to become stronger and not weaker through those things. Share this video with your teams in ministry and in business. Share your ideas. I would love to hear your creative ideas. And like I said, I don't have an exhaustive list. It's just a few things off the top of my head, ways that you can lead people through these tough times that we're facing. We have faced in this past year and are facing. And anything that might come our way, we don't have to be afraid. There's no fear. We can lead people out of fear into courage and leading people, like I said, to become stronger. So comment your ideas and share this with your teams. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. All right. I will also be posting this on YouTube if you want to share with anybody who's not on Facebook. All right. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.